Welcome to the Jersey Oddcast. We're looking back at the Feast of Our Lady of Mount Carmel, honoring the life and legacy of local journalist and our former colleague Dan Russoman, and shining a light on Hammonton's moment in the national spotlight with a visit from Good Morning America. We've got updates on a major weapons bust, a missing persons case in Atco that's 2 years old, and why you should be on the alert for ticks, mosquitoes, and maybe even sharks. It is Shark Week after all. All that and more right here on the Jersey Oddcast with Joseph F. Berenato, Gabriel J. Donio, and Gina Rullo. It's great to see you guys.
You as well. You as
That is
well.
an eventful lineup right there. A
I,
lot
I, I,
going on.
I kept waiting but the big story on the Jersey Oddcast
Yeah.
tonight is
Right.
I think it's the Mount Carmel
I
feast.
think we're going to get sued for copyright infringement.
There is that
Yeah.
too. There is that too.
Yeah.
Joe, how is your sodium level? How is your sugar? How are you still standing? Are you mostly Zeppeli now?
I'm not even going to bother trying to measure it because it'll give me a heart attack. um, I had sandwiches every day, sometimes twice a day, sometimes 2 sandwiches for dinner. I had 3 bags of Zeppeli. Normally, I only have 1 on the 16th. When I ordered the one on the 16th, I said to the woman behind the counter, I said, "Can I have a bag of Zeppeli and a Diet Coke?" And she did this.
Yeah, like why?
Just stared at me. I'm
Why
like,
bother?
no, they cancel each other out. And she's just like,
Yeah.
okay.
It's like hot dogs and spinach.
Oh, God.
The nitrates in the hot dog are canceled out by the spinach somehow. I don't
That
know.
sounds wrong.
A lot of people don't like eating spinach when it's cooked because it's very moist. So I don't know.
This is true. This is very.
Yeah.
So, what was your favorite sandwich this week?
Honestly, I think I'd probably have to give it to the Louis Special from the Assumption stand. The roast pork and broccoli rabe, that's a standard. You must have at least 3 of those per year. I always look forward to the meatballs from the Sons of Italy. I got sausage and peppers, both from the church and from the society. I had the ribeye sandwich that Freddie DeClement's been setting up for, I think, 30 years. But this is my first time with the Louis Special from Assumption. And it was like roast beef, peppers, onions, provolone, and marinara. And let me tell you, it was one of the best sandwiches I've had in a very long time. So I think that was my favorite.
Very nice. Did you try the shish kebab stand?
I did not. I saw it. I was interested in it, but 20 some years ago, I had a very bad experience with a shish kebab stand in Poland that resulted in food poisoning. So I've been leery of it ever since.
Terrible.
So,
that was not where you were expecting that to go, was it?
No. So, growing up in Astoria, there used to be a guy who sold shish kebab from like a street cart, and that smell like took me right back to the 80s and Astoria, Queens, and I was like, "Oh my god!" But I was not brave enough. I wanted to know if there was somebody else who was like survived. I don't know why. I'm like, unless it's the Assumption stand, I usually don't eat food off of the carnival grounds.
Okay.
Oh,
I
you mean in the carnival ground?
in the carnival grounds, like
Yeah.
I only go to the Society or St. Joe's and the Assumption, like those 3. I don't really eat anything else, so I was just curious if anyone else tried the shish kebab. I don't think you did either, though, Gabe.
No, I did not. But you support local. There's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with eating
Yeah.
inside the carnival either. But I think a lot of us who are leery or a little older are eating in the stands where we actually know people working in them.
Yeah. Yeah,
I think that's
it.
for
Yeah.
us. Assumption, Mount Carmel, and the Suns, the St. Joe, all
Yeah.
that stuff, and even though, like you said, DeClement, the different areas. The most fun for me was we got sausage and pepper. I didn't get a sandwich because I don't eat bread because I'm gluten free, but they put it in a little paper tray type of plate type of thing. But
Mhm.
it's the nice plate that goes up. It has walls, so it doesn't. So we walked with them back to my mom's house on Tilton Street, and Gina and I sat on the wall a little brick wall that
Mhm.
goes around the front of her front yard, and people would drive by or walk by and talk with us because they were on their way to and from the feast. So it was a unique uh, way to have dinner because we saw people and they would roll their windows down and just start chatting with you. And of course, the street's half blocked off, so
Of
they
course,
could
yeah.
do that. And then one person asked the famous question that always gets asked, at least always did when I was a kid: "Do you mind if I park here in the driveway?" And we said yes. We said that my mom would probably have not had a problem with it. So it's just it
I'll
was
just be 5 minutes.
yeah,
Nobody's
yeah. He
5 minutes.
was
You know what
pretty
I mean?
quick though. He was pretty.
He
To
was.
be fair to the guy, but Gina, you remember that was nice sitting out
That was a
there,
great night. Yeah.
and the weather was pretty good. I had never done that before in
And
52
Okay.
then,
years of living. We had never done anything like that, so it was really neat.
and Joe, you actually walked the entire procession. Did you go to the mass too at 2 o'clock on the 16th of July?
I did attend the first 45 minutes of it, but
Okay.
it was so remarkably well attended that I was standing all the way in the back of the church next to the confessionals. And
That's a
there
good
were,
place for you to be.
yeah, I probably should have just walked into one of them, but
You'd still be there.
I really would. And my penance would probably be repainting the church. But I there were too many people in there for me. So I went outside and I listened to the remainder of it. They were broadcasting it outside on the church grounds. But I have never in my life seen the church that packed. It was fantastic. The crown is absolutely gorgeous. The new vestments that the parish had commissioned, they're beautiful. The whole thing was absolutely remarkable, just completely remarkable. And then for the procession, I have only ever seen that many people lining 3rd Street in pictures of the old days. They were lined out actually onto the street. Usually they're on the sidewalk and they're back a little bit. No, it was just wall to wall people, figuratively speaking, all the way down 3rd. It was fantastic seeing that many people come out for it.
Joe, speaking of it in terms of the 150th, you covered this for the Catholic Star Herald. You've discussed about the crown and different things. For you, did it meet or beat the expectations of what you thought would happen here for the
Oh,
150th anniversary?
yeah. Short of Pope Leo himself actually coming to perform the coronation, which it's always a possibility. He's been on vacation for the last couple of weeks, so he doesn't have any duties in Rome. He attended Villanova, so he's probably been to the feast before. But short of him showing up as a surprise special guest star, they absolutely stuck the landing and it exceeded every single expectation, at least that I had, between what the parish did and what the Mount Carmel Society did. This was a year to absolutely remember. I don't think any of us are going to forget any of this anytime soon. And I have no idea how they're going to top this in 25 years.
It's hard to question. The Sons of Italy also, we should mention, were a big component of
Yes.
the feast week as well. And two, let's see, three fireworks displays and a drone show with the first one that
Hmm.
everyone, I think that was an incredible show too. Gina, what did you think of the overall and overarching week?
It was incredibly impressive. I loved how well everybody got along and how all the groups came together, whether it was Women's Civic Club, Mother Cabrini, Lions Club, Fire Department, all selling their raffle tickets, or if it was Sons of Italy, Mount Carmel Society, and the church working together for the as the big three anchors for the week. And it's just wonderful. And you have the police out there, you have the highway department keeping it clean. It was a lot of people, and for the most part, I know there was a couple of flare-ups. It seemed very managed. Like, okay, we have a bajillion people in town, but we've got this covered. And the procession was absolutely beautiful coming down Bellevue Avenue and having all of those priests be involved in it. I thought that was an incredibly special moment for our community and the crown. Oh my gosh. We went into the candle shrine Thursday night, I guess. That really oppressively hot night, so that would have been the 17th.
Mhm.
And we went and lit a couple candles and we looked at that crown, and that work on that is absolutely beautiful. And that was David Charles, correct?
Yes. Yes.
Absolutely gorgeous and made by donations from the parishioners of their jewelry. Again, it was just so special, and
The candle shrine itself did very well as well, from what we were
it
told.
looked like it.
I
Yeah.
would
Yeah,
imagine, yeah.
yeah. So you're talking about all the functions of what I
So
call
nice.
Hammonton Italian Festival, Our Lady of Mount Carmel, Disney World. All the lands did very well. Mount Carmel Land, Carnival Land, Sons of Italy Land, Candle Shrine Land, St. Joe
And I
Land. It's
and I
great.
think Sons and Daughters had something going on. So
Function
everyone
Land.
was really in on it. Like it
Yeah,
was just such a good community week.
yeah, it
Yeah.
was.
Yeah, it
And
it
I didn't hear much trouble of much
no,
trouble.
neither did I. I think there was a little bit of a kerfuffle the first or second night, but for the most part, I think every single member of law enforcement was just able to watch and enjoy themselves.
Yeah, that's good.
And they had special decals, and I mean that the chief made sure were in place.
Mhm.
And the new bishop, he just seems like so warm and welcoming and friendly as he walked by in the procession. That was the vibe I got off of him. I'm not sure if that's how that played in church.
That was the impression that I got. He's on the younger side for a bishop. I believe he's 50, give or take. That may have helped, and this was his first year ever at the Feast of Our Lady of Mount Carmel, and he has a devotion to Our Lady of Mount Carmel, so this was a special thing for him. And he just seemed so warm and friendly, which is what you want from a bishop.
Yeah. And hats off to the Mount Carmel Society for that drone show. That was super neat. I
Oh,
mean,
yeah.
absolutely incredibly talented. Love the different formations, and I showed it to a couple people. I sent them videos and stuff like that, and they're like, "That is amazing. Your little town is doing it right." I'm like, "We like to think so."
Yeah, it's always we definitely punch up for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I will say the challenge coins, so many different the ornaments, the things that people could take away, T-shirts, mugs. There was a real sense, whether it was people buying raffle tickets, whether it was people like Joe said packing the church. There was a real sense that everyone showed up. We made a call out a couple weeks ago. Come home, come back to Hammonton, and I that call was answered.
Yeah.
It, not just because of us, but the call was answered for people who it was like a pilgrimage of a sort to come back
I
to.
mean, yeah, if you think about it, look at one of your friends, Gabe, one of your high school friends who lives in North Jersey now.
Yep,
He came back. He didn't even know we were doing the podcast, to be very fair, though, to him.
yeah, he knows now. He's going to be on.
Yeah.
He said, "You're a heck of a businessman, Gabe, and we know this, but you're not the best marketer because I'm your one of your oldest friends, and you didn't even tell me you had this." He was so annoyed. He was a long time reader of the paper, and was he was so annoyed that he didn't know. 6 months into it now, and
Well, he knows.
I said I don't want to feel like I'm hawking solar panels to you, like. And he said
But
it
he
wouldn't have
came for
bothered
the
me.
week. But he came for the week for one
A
part of the
couple
week, and
couple days, yeah.
yeah, so he was there with his cousin in the wine area of the St. Joe parking lot. He came home, like to partake in the reunion. We also saw like a couple of your classmates that night. You know what I
Yes.
mean? One at Mount Carmel, another one at St. Joe.
Yeah. And there
So
was
there
that
is something neat
element,
about that.
I'm sorry, there was that element of what we talked about in the past where you couldn't move 5 feet in
Hmm.
like more than 30 minutes or 40 minutes because people kept coming in and wanting to talk to you and talk to us. So it was like that. And I'm sure you guys saw that at Mount Carmel, different things when you were out and
Yeah.
about.
Yeah.
So
All throughout the area, whether it was at around the Mount Carmel stand, whether it was in the carnival grounds themselves, people that I haven't seen in years. Some on the order of decades. Like, oh my God, how have you been? I had to come home for this. Of course you did.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
absolutely wonderful. If people want to move to Hammonton, whether it's their business or their personal life, who should they call, Gabe, so that they could be in their new homes in time for the next year's carnival?
Gina, I was out and about in we were at Rocco's Townhouse, which is another one of our great sponsors here of the community calendar. And with the guy you said came down from North Jersey and a couple other fellas who came into town for one is from town like and lives here. And I happened to look across the restaurant and there was Phil Carr of Crowley and Carr Real Estate with his wife, and they were having a nice dinner out. And I just think Phil's Hamilton through and through. So if you're looking to buy or sell your home or commercial property in South Jersey, call Phil Carr, owner of Crowley and Carr Real Estate. Crowley and Carr is the best place in town to find the best place in town. Call them at 609 561 0505 or go to Facebook or Instagram.
Thanks, Gabe. Last week, the three of us received sad news that one of our former colleagues passed away. Dan Russoman, age 56 of Vineland, died on Wednesday, July 16th, surrounded by his family and close friends. Dan was raised in Bloomfield, New Jersey, and has resided in Vineland since 1997. He is the son of the late Emil A. Russoman, and he was preceded in death by his mother-in-law, Alma McCarville. Dan is a graduate of Bloomfield High School and Trenton State College, where he received his bachelor's degree in English. At Trenton State, he earned 2 New Jersey Press Association awards for sports writing. Dan was employed as a sports editor for many years for the Hammonton Gazette. He started with the paper in 1997. He was a devout Red Sox fan and Minnesota Vikings fan. He loved spending time with his family. He was an absolutely wonderful colleague. He is survived by his wife of 28 years, Laura, his 3 daughters, Jessica, Casey, and Samantha, his mother, Carol, his brother, David, and his wife, Louisa, his father in law, Tom, his sisters in law and their spouses, as well as many nieces, nephews, aunts, uncles, and cousins. A viewing is being held today, July 22nd, from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m., and again on July 23rd, from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. at the Pancoast Funeral Home in Vineland. Funeral services will be conducted at 11 a.m. on Wednesday, July 23rd. Burial will follow in the Rose Hill Cemetery in Newfield. For those who wish, memorial contributions may be made to the Wounded Warrior Project or the V Foundation. Plans to establish a scholarship in the future will be made in Dan's name. To email condolences or tributes, please visit pancoastfuneralhome.com. I had the pleasure of working with Dan for 26 years. He was actually hired before I was, and a Red Sox fan and a Mets fan working together is always interesting. And we had many good discussions about a bajillion different things over the years, so many. But one of my favorite arguments was always going to be about what is makes somebody an athlete, or what is a athletic competition versus a team sport, a team, and if there's a ball or something like that involved, does that make it more of a sport? Like whole really nuanced arguments about sports. Then I'd be like, okay, you win. You just win, Dan. Because I don't have the knowledge to go back and forth with you on this. This is not my wheelhouse. I just think about some of his great columns, and like cup stacking is always one of my favorites. He did one for his dad, and there's just so many wonderful things I can say about Dan. But this is a huge loss for our community and for our athletes. As his former editor in chief, I will say this: the thing that impressed me the most about Dan was how much trust the athletes had in him and how they opened up to him. That meant the world to me because these were students and they really trusted Dan with their stories and to cover them.
Yeah. Like you, I knew Dan for 28 years. I worked with him in total probably for, I think, 8, but I knew him for almost as long as you did. I remember he was the elder statesman when we started. He was 28 and the rest of us were much younger than that. Oh, what's he doing with a bunch of kids? But And one of the things that I always enjoyed that, yes, Dan was Mr. Sports, but this may come as a shock to some listeners. He was also a huge geek. Dan was a major geek. Dan loved Star Trek. Dan loved Star Wars. Dan loved Marvel movies. And he knew that I couldn't really talk to him too much about who was playing what in what game and how they did and who won and so forth. But you get that guy started on the latest Star Wars movie or when Star Trek Picard premiered, and he would go on and on for hours, much to the consternation of our editor in chief who wanted us to get back to work. But yeah, once you got him started, he was all about it. And I think one of my favorite things was I had a very long sabbatical from writing for the paper. And when I went back in 2019, Dan looked up and he went, "Oh, hey, Joe's back." And he went back to work. Like I had just gone to lunch. I'm like, "Danny, I haven't been here for 2 decades." "Oh, hey, Joe's back. Good stuff." And no time had passed, like nothing had ever happened. Like we just picked up right where we left off in 2001. And whenever he told a story, even if I didn't know what in the hell Dan was talking about, it was interesting and it was captivating because he was a good storyteller and he elevated the mood in a room when he told a story. And oh, good times, fun stuff. Yeah. And I'm gonna miss that. I'm definitely gonna miss that.
Dan Russoman came to into my life in 1997 as a guy. It was his wife Laura who called the offices, and Christina Blau, who then worked for us, right? You guys remember?
Mhm.
Wrote on a Rolodex card, Dan Russoman wants to be a professional sports writer. And that was written on a Rolodex card, which is how long ago it is, 28 years, like you guys.
Mhm.
And he came in and we talked, and it's one of those things where you remember it a certain way, uh, like it's frozen in time. And in a way, it was frozen in time in his book. He wrote a book in addition to writing for probably 1,500 editions. He wrote a book called Hometown Pride: The Tradition of Sports in Hammonton. This came out in 2004. And in his own words, in the acknowledgments, here's what he wrote: "No publication is the sole product of its author, and this one is not an exception. I have many people to thank, beginning with Gabe Donio, publisher of the Hammonton Gazette. Gabe is a lot of things to a lot of people, but to me, he is a boss and a friend. 7 years ago, he took a chance on a guy that had a little sports writing experience. I took a chance on a guy who wanted to start a newspaper. In the end, it worked out better than either of us could have imagined." And then the next paragraph, because he's Dan and a team guy whose favorite movie was Hoosiers, not sports movie, favorite movie, he always said. He thanks Gina and everyone else on the staff who worked with him too in that in those acknowledgments. And that's Dan in his own words. And for me, my memories are going to be like Joe's, how invested he was in everything he did, how passionate he was in everything he did, whether it was covering the young athletes of Hamilton and St. Joe or the youth sports, or talking about Star Wars and Star Trek or military movies, which he loved as well. He loved that history. And he was a smart guy. That's the thing, also. Caring guy, cared about the people in his life that he loved and the people that he met in Hamilton who made him feel like a local. And he became that to them because he was around so long. And that happens sometimes magically in Hamilton. They say, "No, this one's okay. We're gonna." He's he's one of us. And Dan was, had, I would say, as close as you could get to being a Hamiltonian without being a Hamiltonian. But as Dan often said, he got to leave the island and go home and then come back and work. And I just feel like the best tribute to him is maybe I'll leave you with a quote from one of his favorite movies, Bull Durham, which was about the minor leagues and part of how he came to us because we were also thinking about doing a baseball team at that time, the Hamilton Blueberries. And there's a line in that movie where Crash Davis, played by Kevin Costner, talks about doing well at what you do on any level. And he talks about a player who's sitting next to him and the career stats he had. And he says that's a career in any league. All right, that's it. That's all I got.
Thank you. Gabe, can you tell everyone a little bit about our sponsor, Hammonton Family Eye Care?
Hammonton Family Eye Care is a great place in Hammonton where you can see them for routine and medical eye care for all ages. From glasses to contacts to eye exams and more, visit Hammonton Family Eye Care at Peachtree Plaza, 80 South Whitehorse Pike in Hammonton. Call 609-567-7479 or go to hammontonfamilyeyecare.com.
Thank you. Were my eyes deceiving me? Were my glasses working? Or did I see Hamilton on Good Morning America last week?
You did, Gina. You were not imagining that.
Oh,
Carlton Skip Measley, who Joe knows well, and his daughters Heather and Mandy, as well as his sister Ann, were featured on Good Morning America on July 17th as part of the show's 50 States in 50 Weeks series. Mannino's Cannoli Express, Red Barn Pies, and Blue Rascal Distillery were also showcased. In addition to having Piney Hollow Farm featured on the nationally televised show, Measley also received a proclamation from Governor Phil Murphy. It was a great exposure, not
Hmm.
only obviously for the farm and for the other businesses involved, but for Hammonton and for New Jersey in general. I don't know if you guys got a chance to see the actual clip.
Oh, yeah. I saw the clip. I didn't watch it live because work, but I did see the clip. I think it was about 3.5 minutes, and it showcased the farm perfectly. It showcased the whole family dynamic at the farm, and it was great exposure for Mannino's and for the Red Barn and for Blue Rascal. It was a straight win all the way across. It's one thing when you get like local exposure or one of the Philly news stations comes down and shoots a segment, but this was national. So it made the town look good and it was great for all the businesses. So I was very happy to see all of that.
it was wonderful. We had seen Mandy Measley at the procession the day before, and she's like, "You can come on out to the farm, Gina, 6:45 in the morning, and you can be there." And I'm like, "I love you to pieces, Mandy, but oof, that is just a little bit on the early side for me."
Hmm.
And especially coming off of the fireworks night and everything else. But wow, could it be any better? Heather and Mandy look great. So did Skip and his sister and the
I,
pies at the Red Barn. It's just wonderful.
I thought, and Gab did a great job with her segment, and
Always
the
does.
fellow from
Hmm.
Blue Rascal, the guy who is employed there, he did a great job. I like the little emotion between father and daughter with Skip and Heather. That was
Special.
really special
Yeah.
and genuine. A lot of times things come across on TV and you're like, well, but that was genuine. It was really nice.
Yeah.
I think now, though, that we have been a little overexposed as a municipality, Hamilton. So maybe we need to call one of our show sponsors, Master Wire, and have them build a big fence around the town because we just we're a little overexposed, a little too many visitors, and we just need to get back to normal for a while.
You mean a
If
fence
people
around the island?
of Hamilton, yeah, I think we do. Joe, if people need a fence or they want to put one around the town, who should they call?
Yes, because nothing says welcome to Hamilton like a large fence. But
That's right.
if that is
It's
the
we're a little
case,
peopled out. We're a little peopled out.
Go away
if
now.
If that is the case, call Master Wire Fence because for more than 40 years, Master Wire Manufacturing Fence Company has been providing the South Jersey and tri state area with residential and commercial fence supplies and services. Whether you're looking for quality products to do it yourself or are in need of a trustworthy fencing company to install your fence, they've got you covered. Master Wire Manufacturing Fence Company provides the highest quality products and customer service to each and every person who walks through their doors or gives them a call. Contact Master Wire at 609-567-1616 or visit their website at masterwirefence.net.
As you both know, I love baseball, huge fan. and I love social media. So about 5 years ago, I joined TikTok because pandemic, bored, had nothing else to do. So fell in love with the Savannah Bananas, which is a baseball team. They travel, they have their own tricks, and they're like a little bit more legitimate than, let's say, the Harlem Globetrotters, but whatever. They have their umpire who dances quite well. He's coming to Vineland. Joe, you have all the details, right?
I do indeed have all the details. Yes. It's coming to Vineland this week. The one and only Vincent Chapman, who is better known as the Dancing Empire from the Savannah Bananas, he's making a special appearance right here in South Jersey on Friday, July 25th from 2:30 to 4:30 p.m. at the East Vineland Little League field, which is at 2500 Phillip Street in Vineland. Now, if you've seen the Savannah Bananas online or in person, he's not your average ump. He breaks it down behind home plate with dance moves that make baseball feel like a party. And so this is your chance to snap a pic, share a laugh, soak up some lighthearted summer fun with the family. Also, Mark Edis, I believe I said that name correctly, who is also known as the Shark in the Mic. He's the DJ and hype man for the Bananas. He will be there as well, bringing his big energy home for the event. If you love baseball, good vibes, or just want to dance with an ump, this is your chance.
So much fun. Gabe, can you move? Do you have dance moves like this umpire?
I do not, but I will tell you this: the Savannah Bananas are, as someone we talked earlier about, wanted to start a baseball team that Russoman wanted to be a part of that too. The Savannah Bananas eclipse anything I think we ever would have come up with. They're filling stadiums. They're showing
Yeah.
up and 30, 40,000 people are showing up to watch this because they're made for TikTok. They do these dances, they do the different things. This umpire is just an absolute sensation in his own right. They have figured out a way, like the Harlem Globetrotters did before them, to entertain people at a level that people don't want to, they can't wait to get there. We talked about the 150th and how people just kept coming, showing
Mm-hmm.
up all week. This is like that. And it's fun. It's just great night out, family fun. Can't go wrong.
And to be fair, the Bananas are playing at Citizens Bank Park on the 26th and 27th of this month,
So there you
Okay.
go.
which that
And they'll
explains
fill it.
things.
They will fill it.
Oh
Now,
my god.
yeah. Now,
Absolutely.
this may come as no surprise to anyone out there. I am not overly familiar with them. So, are they in the same vein as the Harlem Globetrotters in that nobody cares who wins because you know they're going to win? Do they have their own version of was it the Washington Generals,
Yeah,
or
like
are they
it's like
legitimate?
that.
They're
I
just
think there's
fantastic.
4 or 6 teams in their league.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like, they're playing the their Texas Tailgaters are playing at Citizens Bank Park,
But on your
and then
point,
there's the Firefighters,
yeah.
and then there's the Party Animals. So there's all these different teams, but there's different rules. It's banana ball. So
Yeah,
it's, there's
it's not minor league baseball. They're
Right.
not in like a league like remember the Atlantic City Surf were in a league like that.
yeah,
And they played games. They're more
it's
of a
their own thing.
barnstorming kind of team where
And their
they
owner
play other
dresses in a
teams.
yellow suit.
Right.
It's
Right.
very amazing.
So,
It's just a whole scene.
yeah, essentially, you're going to watch a show with a baseball backdrop. Okay.
It's entertainment. It's it, but
Sportstainment.
yeah, it's framed in this is a minor league base. What if this was a minor league baseball team, but it's not quite the organized team of say, oh, I don't know, up in Trenton or down
The
in
Thunder.
Delaware at the Blue Rocks in Wilmington. It's not like that.
Okay.
They just go all over the country. Do they go over the world now? They go all over
I
the
don't
country.
think so. I know they're all over the country.
Yeah.
They'll be at Camden Yards, and they'll be in Colorado, in Chicago, back to Savannah, out to Pittsburgh, California. They're going to be at the Yankee Stadium. Boo. You know what I
And
mean? So they'll be
this
all over.
started small and it
Yeah, it
just
did.
exploded because of
Yeah, and it
TikTok.
keeps getting bigger. And it's such a phenomenon. Their social media is amazing. And you just feel good when you watch them. And it's okay. This is cool.
Yeah,
Okay.
if my buddy who came down from North Jersey, he would say, "See, they know how to market. See, he would say that. Not like you.
Let's stick in Vineland if you don't mind, because there's something else coming up in Vineland. We have a new life for a bowling alley, a former bowling alley in Vineland, that is going to have a big change coming its way. After 15 years of vacancy, the former Loyal Lanes is getting a major upgrade. Vineland Hyundai is moving in with a brand new 27,000 square foot dealership
Well,
at the Delsey Drive location near the Route 55 interchange. Owner Gregory Munoz said in a published report, "Our old facility is in need of a lot of fixing." With over 9 acres to work with, plans include 16 service bays, a drive through drop off, a car wash, storage buildings, and even one just for EVs. The zoning board of Vineland gave the green light. Now it's on to the design.
wow. Think they'll make it look like a bowling alley? Probably
Oh my
not.
God, that would be amazing. Probably not,
Yeah, I'm
but
good
you
That
with
would
know.
be
that.
fantastic. Oh, that would be fantastic. Every lane leading up to one of the bays, it's looks like hardwood. I'd be all about that.
Yeah, that'd be
That's
Yeah,
great.
very cool.
That would be
But I'm
great
just
if they did
excited to see this reinvestment. It's been 15 years. I believe the property was devastated by a fire formerly, so
that. It was.
it's
yeah,
time now for something new. You
yeah,
know,
I can't believe 15 years has gone by since then. That's
no.
amazing.
yeah. That's I remember when that happened.
Yep.
Last week we all walked down Third Street multiple times, and we passed one of our show sponsors, Marinella Funeral Home. Gabe, can you tell us a little bit about them?
First, I want to thank them because they always put up a thing with the 16th being my birthday that says "Happy Birthday, Jack and Gabe," and that's the tip of the hat to their founder, Jack Marinello, who since passed away. And I'm always honored to share a birthday with Jack, who was a 16th of July person as well. And Marinello Funeral Home has been serving the community since 1962 and has been family owned and operated for 3 generations. Marinello Funeral Home provides individually designed burial, cremation, and pre planned funeral services to meet the needs of each family. Ask them about how pre planning provides true peace of mind to your family. Contact the Marinello Funeral Home, located at 102 North 3rd Street in Hammonton at 609 561 1311.
14 people have been charged for weapons offenses and roles in drug trafficking conspiracy. Attorney General Matthew J. Platkin, the Division of Criminal Justice, and the New Jersey State Police announced on July 17th that 14 people have been charged for various weapons offenses and their respective roles in a drug trafficking organization that sold a variety of illegal drugs in South Jersey. Ryan Collins, 33, of Vineland, described in a criminal complaint as the leader of the drug trafficking network and self proclaimed member of the Crips street gang, is charged with being the leader of a narcotics trafficking network, distribution of cocaine and methamphetamines, and promoting organized street crime, all first degree offenses. He also faces weapons offenses involving 2 assault firearms, a handgun, and large capacity magazines, as well as charges stemming from the sales of fentanyl. 13 co defendants are charged with a variety of drug and weapons offenses. One defendant, Roger Loachman, 56, of Bridgeton, remains at large as of this recording. To see all the defendants who have been charged, please visit njoag.gov.
Good heavens.
Hmm. It just goes to show you what's out there. You talk about cocaine and meth.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah. With fentanyl on the side. Don't
yeah,
forget that.
On the side.
Yeah,
and there's always a market, and these guys. It's nice to see, at least temporarily, or at least they're going to have a little crimp in it thanks to this.
yeah. And the language is also very important here. This is drug trafficking organization. This isn't the guy on the street corner or your local dealer at large. These are traffickers. This is moving large quantities of coke, meth, and fentanyl. So this is, if you look at an organizational chart, this is a few steps up. So this is a pretty decent bust for the state police and the Division of Criminal Justice.
Gabe, last week Fox 29 reported on an Atco woman who remains missing. Can you tell us about that?
I can. It's been nearly 2 years since Norma Yates vanished from her Atco home, and her family is still fighting for answers, according to a Fox 29 report. Norma Yates, 62, was last seen on July 29th, 2023. Her phone and purse were left behind in her trailer. There were no signs of struggle, no surveillance footage, just silence. Quote, it was almost as if she just vanished, end quote, said Detective Ryan Durham of the Camden County Prosecutor's Office. Her daughter, Nicole Ennis, says not a day goes by without pain, but also without hope. And her quote is, faith over fear. We will not stop. Somebody knows everything, end quote. Detectives are now pursuing new leads, including the possibility that Yates was in Atlantic City the day she went missing. Search teams, including divers, are being organized in the weeks ahead. If you know anything about Norma Yates' disappearance, please contact the Camden County Prosecutor's Office Major Crimes Unit at 856 225 5127. Gina?
Absolutely astounding, the 2 years and no one knows anything. I just feel like I would love to see this come to a happy ending with some sort of good news, but I just feel like I don't know if that's possible. And so the daughter's comment, somebody knows everything,
Yeah,
is such a different take on somebody knows something. It's
Yeah,
no, somebody knows everything.
yeah, that
It's
struck
very
me as well.
damning.
yeah, it's
Yeah,
profound. It's
yeah, that
profound. And
absolutely struck
you
me.
feel her pain in that. I
Yeah,
mean, and her just almost like she knows there's someone out there, that something happened to her mother, and they know. And that's an awful feeling.
yeah, and even if the outcome is what we hope for or not at this point, the family deserves answers.
Yeah. Agreed.
Yeah.
I'm glad to see that Fox 29 is putting that pressure on them.
Mhm.
Joe, I don't know if your refrigerator is like ours, but it's a little light on fresh food. So we had to restock up at Bagley Annie's this week. They're one of our show sponsors. Gabe, can you let us know all about Bagley Annie's and
Yeah.
where to get good produce?
We were light on fresh food because we ate stand food for a week.
Yes, I have not cooked. You have not cooked. We
Right.
need
I mean, we needed to replenish the fridge.
vegetables.
Yeah,
And what,
I've got ice cubes and ketchup, so I feel it.
what better place to go to replenish than Bagley Annie's Market? At Bagley Annie's Market, they always say we treat our customers like family, with a variety of custom cut meats, farm fresh produce, delicious cheeses, a full deli, and more. Bagley Annie's Market has something for everyone. They are famous for their wide variety of authentic Italian specialty products. Try their Italian bread and rolls, prepared foods, and homemade pasta. Follow their social media for weekly loyalty reward promos. Bagley Annie's Market is located at 417 12th Street in Hammonton. Call 609 561 0693 or visit Facebook and Instagram for more information.
Thanks, Gabe. You were coming back from Bagley Annie's and you happened to notice some signage in the area of West End.
I did. There's two new sign posts that say in cursive West End and then block lettering by Lennar. Lennar being the group apparently that's building the housing. And they have that kind of river rock look, which I mean is typical of the
Classy.
era we're in. And I think that's going to be on the buildings as well. You'll see like that fascia. Look, it's starting to come together. I imagine we're soon going to see the foundations and the framing, and that is going to dramatically transform that whole area. 60 new townhomes I can't imagine what it's going to be like when that is a neighborhood with people in it.
No.
I can't even fathom the difference in that side of town, which was very sleepy, let's face it, when it was and more or less abandoned,
Yeah.
most of it.
Yeah. Once the block closed, yeah.
This is going to go from sleepy to 60 in very fast, like a Porsche. I'm interested to see once these things are built and occupied, what that's like over there on Orchard and West End.
Yeah. I am interested to see how the traffic is going to be there because the visibility on West End and 13th isn't all that great because you've got a house right near close to the corner. And then on West End and Pleasant, as longtime residents of Hammonton will know, we've called that Suicide Hill for
Right.
decades because of the slope coming down. So I'll be interested to see how all of that traffic plays out there. I remain optimistic but cautious.
hmm Yeah, it's definitely a major league change.
Yeah.
So we'll see that whole area that where aggressive used to be,
Hmm?
guys, where it had soccer nets on it, and that's all graded out now, and it's definitely going to be such a distinctively different neighborhood than
Yeah.
it
I
was.
hope they do real curbing and not Belgian block. I just think it looks cheap. That's my personal opinion, so we'll see.
It looked like they
Yeah.
already started putting in some of it. I
Yeah.
think.
Oh, good,
There's a lot of actual concrete curbing around. You don't like
good.
Belgian? Is that what it's called? Where it's the bricks? I didn't realize that was the name of it. I
Yeah,
like the way that
Belgian.
looks, but it probably is a lot cheaper.
It is. And them forming out concrete curb. Yeah, you see it in a lot of the developments.
Yes.
The Belgian block.
Yeah.
Joe, of the three of us, you're the one who spends the most out time in the woodsy areas. And so I just want to warn you that ticks are on the rise in New Jersey, and so are the illnesses that they carry.
Hmm.
As of mid 2025, New Jersey has reported more than 3,000 cases of Lyme disease, plus 300 cases of other tick borne illnesses, according to the New Jersey Department of Health. The CDC ranks New Jersey in the top 20% of states for Lyme cases nationwide, with more than 21,000 cases reported from 2022 to 2024. Tick related illnesses, including Rocky Mountain spotted fever, have quadrupled over the past 2 decades. The most common ticks in New Jersey: deer ticks, Lone Star ticks, and American dog ticks. To protect to protect yourself, the CDC recommends insect repellent, light colored clothing, long sleeves and pants, and tick checks after time outside. If you find a tick, remove it carefully with tweezers, clean the bite, and contact your doctor. For more guidance, check out the NJDOH tick bite bot at nj.gov/health. But let's not forget our friends the mosquitoes. They are an issue too, and West Nile has been found in Atlantic County this year. Here's how to fight the bite and keep mosquitoes away. Once again, use insect repellent with EPA registered ingredients. Always follow the label instructions and check with your doctor before using on kids. Dump standing water, empty buckets, bird baths, and flower pots regularly to prevent mosquito breeding. Clean your gutters and check your screens. Mosquitoes love clogged drains and easy entry points. For info on West Nile virus, call Public Health at 609 645 5971. And if you need help with standing water, call Mosquito Control at 609 645 5948.
Interestingly, this is not the first year. West Nile is found in Atlantic County every year, and the last several years, when they tested mosquitoes, they found the tests were positive for West Nile in the area of West End, but I wonder if now that all of those woods are cleared and all of the abandoned buildings are gone, if that's going to continue to be the case, because that I would have to think that would certainly reduce breeding grounds for mosquitoes. And insofar as ticks are concerned, that's why, except for very rare occasions, feast week being one of them, I don't wear shorts if I go outside. I always wear long pants. I'm sure the two of you can probably count on two hands the amount of times you've actually seen me in shorts in the last 3 decades.
Yeah, if I was thinking about it, but I don't really do it either. I'm not a big shorts wearer. But anytime you can eliminate, like you said, standing water or places like where they can lay eggs, that's a
Hmm.
good thing. And I think that's part of it. I'm down the shore a lot. There's not a lot of concern down there about it for
But you're
whatever
not
reason.
strutting your legs there either, too.
No, I'm not. But again, I'm working, so I'm wearing pants. I don't wear
Yeah,
shorts to work. But and I'm out and about, and everybody gives you a look like, "What are you doing in shorts and 90 degree weather?" That's I would never wear shorts to work. But I think, yeah, like you said, it's no joke, West Nile, as we know,
no,
because we've covered some stories about it. Gina, you've covered people who have
Yeah,
had it.
or
hmm,
Rocky Mountain spotted fever, that was
Yeah,
another one.
so watch out there.
yeah.
Yeah. Joe, there's a healing mass coming up middle week on July 23rd. What are the details?
On July 23rd at St. Elizabeth Ann Seton Roman Catholic Church in Absecon, a mass for healing will be held to honor the victims of fatal motor vehicle crashes at 10:30 a.m. This is hosted by the Atlantic County Prosecutor's Office in partnership with the NJ Division of Highway Traffic Safety, Atlantic Cape May Region, the Hero Campaign, and local law enforcement. According to a release, this observance also marks the 25th anniversary of the fatal crash that took the life of Ensign John R. Elliott, a Naval Academy graduate whose memory continues through the life saving mission of the Hero Campaign for designated drivers. The Mass will be held in conjunction with the Feast of St. Christopher, the patron saint of travelers, as a solemn opportunity for remembrance, healing, and renewed commitment to safer roads. Also, according to the release, this gathering will honor the memory of lives lost in motor vehicle crashes, support families impacted by these tragedies, and reinforce the importance of safe driving practices. The event also commemorates a quarter century of advocacy by the Hero Campaign, which is dedicated to preventing impaired driving and saving lives through education and community action, and there will be a press conference immediately following the Mass. St. Elizabeth Ann Seton Roman Catholic Church is located at 591 New Jersey Avenue in Absecon, and again, this will be at 10:30 a.m. on Wednesday, July 23rd.
Thank you. I can't believe how many years it's been since all this started, and it's just the time has gone by awfully fast. You know what I mean? I remember
Mm-hmm.
when everything started and why we have the mass, and to see that it's been so many years is just astounding to me.
It's amazing how quickly it goes by.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
You
But
know what
it's
I
so
mean?
great that they sustain it and
Yes.
keep it going. It's great,
Yeah. And I can think of no better day of the year than on the Feast of St. Christopher.
of course.
Yeah. If there is someone out there who needs insurance, whether it be car or home or other kinds of insurance, who should they call, Joe?
They should see Diversified Insurance for all their commercial and personal insurance needs. Diversified Insurance are a value added firm. They provide unsurpassed service, consult with you to determine your needs, and offer you a choice of insurance plans and programs. They are a value hunter who can find the best combination of coverage, service, and price. Contact them today at 609 567 7771 or visit their website at diversifiedinsuranceofnj.com.
Thank you. Gabe, I think we learned a little bit in school about the role that women played during World War II, but I have a feeling that Stockton University is going to dive into it in a lot more detail. What's
Yeah, well,
happening?
with all due respect to Rosie the Riveter, there's a lot more behind that, what women did during the World War II era. And the Stockton University Center on Successful Aging is doing a Women on the Home Front during World War II. It's an in person course. And during this course, you'll learn about the many ways women on the American home front supported the war effort, discover the many challenges women faced in wartime society, from growing victory gardens to working as air raid wardens, volunteering with the USO, dealing with rationing, and much more. And the dates and times are as follows: August 5th, 2025 at 12 p.m., August 12th, 2025 at 12 p.m., August 19th, 2025, also at 12 p.m., and August 26th, 2025, at 12 p.m. So it's a great way to learn about something that's a niche moment in our great American history where women came to the forefront on the home front
Hmm.
because of the fact that the men were away, were serving in the military. And at that time, only a select few women served in the military because there wasn't any draft for women. Uh, it was solely for men. A lot of women were home and then wound up on the assembly line or doing the things that we just mentioned. So it looks like a great course, and I hope people will want to come out and partake in it.
Yeah, and this is going to be at Kramer Hall, which is right here on Front Street. Super convenient for anyone in Western Atlantic County or Eastern Camden County to get to and take advantage of, and to really learn something special about women's role during World War II.
Yeah, yeah.
It's interesting to tie two things together we talked about today. But when you think about the Lennar development and you think about Stockton, it's just interesting to see how much that area of the downtown has and is going to change. And it's that was an abandoned factory talking about West
Hmm.
Nile, that sort of thing. Now it's going concern with Kramer Hall, and now we'll have these new housing units on the other side of 54. It's
Yeah,
pretty
just
interesting, isn't it?
3, 4 blocks over. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of change in just we'll call it 10 years,
Hmm.
12 years.
And maybe if you're going to this course, you could wear your Oddcast t-shirt or bring your Oddcast drinking vessel. Joe, where can they get those items?
I mean, if they want mugs, we got them. They want tumblers, magnets, hats, or t-shirts, we got them. And they can find it all at jersey-oddcast.printify.me.
Yeah. So check that out. You can also get there through jerseyoddcast.com. Did you guys know that the nation's oldest shark research organization is based right here in New Jersey?
I did not know that.
I also did not know that.
The Shark Research Institute, founded in 1991 in Princeton, works around the globe from India to Mozambique, but its roots are Jersey strong. Part of its mission? Clearing the name of sharks whose reputation took a hit thanks to the movie Jaws, ironically written by Princeton's own Peter Benchley, who later expressed regret. According to published reports, I don't know if he really expressed regrets because he probably made bank. I don't know. As founder Marie Levine told the record back in 2016, sharks are animals that maintain the health of the ocean. They keep the ecosystem stable. We want sharks there. As far as me, I want sharks in the ocean, but in the ocean that I don't know about and don't see. 30 miles out, 20 miles out. I don't even want to think about sharks being anywhere near the beach line.
I remember there was a video that went viral on TikTok a couple of years ago, and there was this woman who was talking about shark attacks, and she's, you're going into the shark's house. That's where the sharks live. If the sharks come into your house and attack you, that's a different story. But you're in the shark's house and they're just sharks being sharks. What do you expect?
There's a lot of validity to that. Like
Yeah,
if you go in the ocean, there's all manner of sea life, including sharks.
yeah,
And if you don't want to have a shark encounter, build a pool. I mean, go swim in your backyard. You don't
yeah.
have to worry about any problems with sharks because unless it's a kid with a hat with a fin on it, there's nothing going on.
In other news, Hammonton is hiring for a position, I believe, in the court. Gabe, what's the details?
Gina, Hamilton is hiring, and you are correct that it's a deputy municipal court administrator. The town of Hamilton is seeking applicants for a full-time deputy municipal court administrator who will assist in supervising and or performing quasi-judicial administrative functions related to the operation of the municipal court. Hey, oddballs, heads up if you're job hunting or know someone who is. The town of Hammonton is looking to hire that position. It's a full time gig, 32 and a half hours a week, with a starting salary of $50,700 a year. You'd be working behind the scenes of the municipal court, helping with court operations, assisting the public, supporting staff, and keeping things running smoothly during court sessions. If you're organized, detail oriented, and ready to take on a new challenge, this could be for you. The deadline to apply is July 25th. That's coming up pretty quickly. So you can apply online at townofhammonton.org/employment or email townclerk@townofhammonton.org. Good luck and let us know if you land it. We love to celebrate our oddball wins.
Okay, so if we were talking in terms of night court, the town of Hammonton is hiring a new Mac Robinson. Am I getting that right?
A deputy Mac Robinson, I think.
Okay. Okay.
There is already a Mac Robinson there, I think.
Okay.
If we're using the night court analogy.
Oh, God, guys. Oh, gosh.
Like you speak in metaphor, you speak in language that you understand.
That's right.
Yeah.
80s sitcoms.
Yeah.
Last week, Egg Harbor City posted a request for developer qualifications. And it said, please take notice that the City of Egg Harbor, County of Atlantic, State of New Jersey, is seeking to develop parcels of land as part of the Egg Harbor North redevelopment area. Copies of the RFQ can be obtained on the city website at eggharborcity.org or via email by contacting the city clerk at megs@eggharborcity.org or in person Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. at the Egg Harbor City Municipal Building, 500 London Avenue, EHC. And the deadline to receive the RFQ is August 18th. I didn't see the RFQ on the website, so I emailed megs@eggharborcity.org to get a copy of it and to see what it's all about. So I'll keep you guys posted. In other Egg Harbor City news, there's going to be a community cookout. Meet local law enforcement, enjoy free burgers, hot dogs, and ice cream, and connect with your neighbors. July 31st, Washington Avenue Apartments. August 7th, Philadelphia Village Apartments, 4 to 7 p.m. on both days. And this is hosted by a coalition for a safe community. It's free fun, free food, and everybody's welcome. And that's my news from Egg Harbor City right now.
I like that idea. I think that's fun, and I think that's something that Hammonton should adopt because God knows we all can picture Kevin Friel standing behind a grill with a Kiss the Cook hat serving burgers to people. I think it'd go over very well here.
So you think he should go like maybe Plymouth Place, those apartments off by the elementary school, Silver Terrace, the ones on Bellevue, Colonial Court, do a
Yep.
little round robin, have a little barbecue?
Oh, I think so. Absolutely.
That'd be amazing. I'm all for that. And maybe like Mr. Softy shows up. It'd be a nice day.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's the reverse of what just happened. Everyone came to the center of town to go to the food stands of the Feast of Our Lady of Mount Carmel. Here, we're bringing the food to them, and we're going into the neighborhoods.
Yeah, it's
And
very
maybe
proactive by Egg Harbor City.
Yeah.
that's the difference. You're actually going to different areas of the community. So that's interesting.
Yeah.
Joe, I understand there's a rabies clinic for animals, not politicians, coming up.
Yes, I understand that as well, actually. It is a rabies clinic for cats and dogs. It will be held on July 27th from 9 a.m. to 12 noon at the Atlantic County Animal Shelter, 240 Old Turnpike Road in Pleasantville. Dogs must be on leashes and cats must be in carriers, and owners are encouraged to provide previous rabies vaccination records at time of the appointment. Owners are advised to arrive promptly at their scheduled appointment time, and those who arrive late may be asked to reschedule. Residents are encouraged to vaccinate their pets to not only protect the animal from the potentially fatal viral disease, but to also protect family members from contracting the disease from an infected pet. If you have any questions regarding the clinic or your appointment, please call the animal shelter at 609 485 2345. And as a reminder, while the release does say the potentially fatal viral disease, once an individual or an animal is symptomatic, it is fatal. There is no cure for rabies.
Even for humans?
Even for humans. There is something like a 99.9% fatality rate.
Oh,
Once you are
wow.
symptomatic, that is it, which is why 15 years ago now, I lived in an apartment that had a bat
Bats in the belfry?
Yep.
infestation.
Mhm.
And because bats secrete a numbing agent in their saliva, and because their bites are pinpricks that heal quickly, everyone is advised if bats have access to your living area, your sleeping area, get rabies shots. And let me tell you, that's not a good time. It was not one of the highlights of my life having rabies shots. So make sure your animals are vaccinated so that you too can avoid that nightmare.
I can't I don't even know where to go from there, and I just think I'm gonna say, if you are cleaning out your home or your business and you have need du of a dumpster thing, who should we call, Gabe?
Let's say you're cleaning out your home because you're moving after having bats in your belfry. If you're looking for fast, reliable dumpster service, call United Roll-Off Service and Recycling LLC. Family owned by the Grasso family and proudly serving South Jersey since 1999. 3 generations strong, United Roll-Off is your local solution for household cleanouts, construction debris, concrete, and yard waste with 11, 20, and 30-yard dumpsters ready when you need them. Serving Hammonton and all of Atlantic, Burlington, Camden, Cumberland, and Gloucester counties, they've got the size, service, and local touch you can trust. Visit them at 735 Wiltsey's Mill Road, Hammonton, or call 609 561 8287 to get started today. United Roll Off, local, loyal, and ready to haul.
Gabe, United Roll-Off is down the street from where your cousin Dennis used to have peach orchards, correct?
That is correct, Gina.
And I know you're not the world's biggest fan of the peach. How do you feel about the peach, Joe? I know
I
you're a blueberry hater.
I love peaches. I used to love getting fresh peaches from in town. I loved when my cousins grew peaches. They were some of the best that I've ever had. So the peach is probably one of my favorite fruits. Absolutely love it.
Let's
Which
So
is
we
let's
might see you at the peach bash at Mannino's?
provided that my sugar levels have recovered from
yeah.
feast week. Yeah, I'm quite looking forward to it. I try and attend whenever they have it. And so everyone is invited to join Mannino's Cannoli Express at their storefront location for Peach Bash, a release of all of our peachy sweets and treats, they say. Celebrate on Saturday, August 9th from 11 to 4. Try their fresh filled peach cannoli varieties and refreshing peach drinks, fresh peaches, peach hand pies, and more. Celebrate one of Hammonton's former top crops. If you're unable to make it, you can call ahead to put your peachy treat order aside at 609 481 2033. And for those not in the know, Menino's is located at 220 Bellevue Avenue.
Thank you. Gabe, I'm always looking for something fun for us to do or at least contemplate doing. And I think that's why we love having the community calendar. What is going on and what should people be attending in the next couple weeks?
The Rocco's Townhouse Community Calendar has some of those answers for you. And Rocco's Townhouse prides themselves on being a spot where everyone can meet and eat. Delicious appetizers, entrees, burgers, and more, along with a full bar and plenty of craft beers on tap. Remember, everyone meets at the Townhouse, 21 North 3rd Street in Hammonton. Call them at 609 561 9384 or visit roccostownhouse.com. And without further ado, here is the Rocco's Townhouse Community Calendar. Come to Rocco's Townhouse before heading to the Hammonton Community Market on Friday, July 25th from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. behind 200 Bellevue Avenue. Enjoy live music, farm fresh produce, artisan goods, and sustainable local shopping. Brought to you by the Hammonton Green Committee. Also of note, get cozy at Craft Roll and Reel Night at Carousel Collectibles in Mays Landing on Friday, July 25th from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. Watch The Goonies, snack on free popcorn, and bring your latest craft product. Coloring, board games, and chill vibes included. don't miss First Friday in downtown Mays Landing on August 1st from 5 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. Enjoy live music, food, art, and small town charm while supporting local shops and vendors. Celebrate Dog Days of Summer at Basto Village on Sunday, July 27th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Excuse me, from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Watch dog demos, explore the mansion, check out the museum, and hop on a horse drawn wagon ride from noon to 3 p.m. More information about these events can be found online.
Get ready for one of the most clawsome events of the summer. The Crab Races 2025 are back. Join the Forever Logan Strong Foundation on Saturday, August 23rd at 1 p.m. at Breezes in New Gretna for a day of family fun, cash prizes, trophies for the fastest crabs, and a buffet to boot. It's $35 for adults. Kids 12 and under are $15, and your ticket includes one racing crab and buffet. This is on Route 9 in New Gretna, and the rain date is August 24th. This event supports the Forever Logan Strong Foundation, created in memory of Logan DeAngelis, a brave young man who battled brain cancer with strength, humor, and his trademark thumbs up. His family continues his legacy by helping others facing pediatric cancer. Grab your tickets by calling or texting 609-848-4014 or 609-661-1620. Come for the crabs, stay for the cause. That could be fun. A crab race. I don't know how well you can control the crabs. Maybe a little shock. I don't know.
I have to imagine that it will probably look like a bunch of 3-year-olds trying to play baseball. They're just going in whatever direction they want to go and so forth. But I don't think anybody's really seriously going to watch a serious race. Come on, crabs running all over the place. That's a good time no matter who you are and what you're doing.
It's Shark Week, and I have to be honest with you, I really don't usually care. Not a big fan, but this year after Gabe had me watch Jaws, I'm a little more interested. It started on Sunday, July 20th on the Discovery Channel, and it's one of summer's most highly anticipated TV events. Okay. Now Love Island's also over, so what else are we watching? If you've never heard of it, Shark Week is a full week of programming all about sharks. From jaw-dropping documentaries to thrilling deep-sea adventures. Shark Week first hit the airwaves in 1988, and since then it's built a loyal fan base that returns every year to dive back into the deep. I will say this, that one of my friends, likes to bake Shark Week cakes and brings them into her office because she thinks Shark Week is the greatest week of television.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
fun.
yeah, she loves Shark Week. That's for years, right? That she's been a Shark Week
Yeah,
fan. Yeah,
yeah. Like
that's
she has a
crazy.
Shark Week cake mold.
that
Oh,
that's fun. That's a lot of fun.
She's a
yeah,
lot of bent.
Hey, you know
and
what?
that's okay. Everybody's got their jam.
Yeah,
Yeah, whatever makes them happy.
agreed.
And
Yeah.
look, Shark Week wouldn't still be on if there weren't millions of people like her out there who also love Shark Week.
Oh, people are rabid for Shark Week. They look forward to that like we look forward to Feast Week.
Yeah, yeah. Only
Yeah.
the difference is we don't have Ian Ziering around and some Sharknado hitting the Ferris wheel.
I feel like we probably could have had him at a Grand Marshal for a parade at some point.
Yeah, he would have been right there with Greg Brady. We had the guys.
Harry Williams, he does not like to be called Greg Brady.
Sorry, I'm sorry, Barry Williams. Wherever you are, Barry, if you're watching this, we know you prefer Barry Williams. That's okay.
We learned our lesson, I think, 01 or 02, whatever that was.
And we also had the guys from,
Saved by the Bell.
yeah, Ziering is a
Yeah.
90210 guy,
Yeah.
but he would have been in the wheelhouse of Grand Marshals
Yeah.
for
Oh my
parades.
God.
Probably a step right above Screech.
I don't know.
Well,
Could we have gotten him after Sharknado? He got big after that.
oh my God.
He did. He really did. That's a good question.
He blew up like that shark.
If you're having a large outside event or you're having construction, you may need porta pots. Or maybe your property has septic and not sewer. And there's only one name that you should call. And who is that, Gabe?
Gina, uh, you need to look no further than Demiglio Septic. Domiglio Septic and Quality Sanitation are here for a variety of services, including septic pump out, grease trap service, high pressure jetting, portable toilets, and more. Call 609-561-3597 or go to demiglioseptic.com for Demiglio Septic or call 609-561-4666 for quality sanitation. Experience the Demiglio difference, a promise of superior service, quality, and reliability.
Thanks, Gabe. Do you ever hear an expression and you're like, that is an amazing expression, and I now need to make it my own and use it all the time? And I heard one the other day, and I want to thank Jackie for this one. It was, I want to see you eat, just not at my table.
Mm,
Ooh.
And I'm
mm.
like, I am so adopting that, and I love it because you can forgive someone for their transgressions against you, but that does not mean you need to forget it or let them back into your life. Look, I want them to be fine. I want them to eat, but just not at my table. And just meaning not around me. And I was like, that is amazing. And I couldn't remember it. So I texted her. I'm like, what did you say today that was so profound? And she's like, I don't know. I'm like, the thing about eating. And she's like, oh, and she sent it over. It was great. So thank you. Are there any phrases like that that you have adopted as your own that you've heard from somebody else?
Yes, actually. Mm. Wisdom chases him, but he has always been faster.
That's a great one. You got to think about it, but it's a great one.
Yeah.
That's great. We all adopted fair, I think, just as a one word.
Hmm?
That's fair or just fair
Heard.
from the newsroom, but I had heard it before the newsroom, but I used it this past week. What I have can't be taught. That's a great line. A buddy of mine was, you know, having a good experience with a member of the opposite sex, and I said, "Oh, you got to use the line, what I have can't be taught." And we all laughed at that. Then one guy said, "I'm going to adopt that one." And then I think there's a lot of catchphrases from I think that happen from movies or different things. We just talked about Shark Week and Jaws, and I told Gina back in '75 when that came out, the catchphrase became "You're going to need a bigger boat."
Oh, yeah,
Everybody started saying that.
yeah.
Those are a few things.
If we're talking about catchphrases, because our generation is perhaps disproportionately influenced by pop culture, heavens to Murgatroyd. I use that a lot, and
That
sometimes
is
if I'm really
Snagglepuss.
yes, and if I'm really shocked, I'll do the whole thing. Heavens to Betsy, heavens to Murgatroyd, even, and every now and again, someone will catch it and be like, ah, but usually it's who the hell is Murgatroyd?
Okay, I've always said that, but I don't know why I said that. I never knew the origins.
Yeah, Snagglepuss.
I don't know who that is. Is that
Uh,
Cookiopus?
no, it is not a Carvel character. It's like a pink cat Hanna-Barbera character. Heavens to Betsy. Heavens to
Yeah,
Murgatroyd even.
yeah, that's a good impression.
Thank you.
Very well done. Yeah,
And every time we're at a wedding, a Princess Bride reference always comes out. I think that's not mandatory for Gen
like
X.
doing the bishop.
Marriage.
Mawidge. Yep.
Love, true love. You mean like that? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if we go back to the newsroom, I have adopted I'm on a mission to civilize.
You
And
are Don Quixote.
I hope it goes better for me than it did for Will McAvoy, because that kind of blew up in his face.
It did somewhat.
Yeah. No. Yeah, there's just so many quotes, but I love this. I want them to eat. I just don't want them to eat at my table.
Yeah,
And I think that's
That sounds
great.
like a Southern grandma.
yeah, it's a great saying, but in Hammonton, they don't want you to eat. They don't. And they would prefer you were at somebody else's table. They definitely feel that way.
Yeah, they're more
Happy
like
to, like, happy to see you starve.
yeah,
Yeah, I'd
yeah,
like to see you
they're
starve and get out of here. I don't need you at my table either.
yeah, they're more like mean girls. You can't sit with us.
That's right. That's right.
That happened to us at the feast.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Yes, there were
Yeah.
these older people, and they were sitting at Mount Carmel. There was no one else there, and we just wanted to sit for 5 minutes and eat, and I'm like, "Oh, do you mind if we sit down?" They're like, "Yes," and I'm like, "Okay."
Yeah. To be fair to them,
Wowzers.
I think they might have been waiting on other people.
Well, you
Okay,
tell it
well,
your way, I'll tell it mine.
I don't take it, or they
say that
just
though.
really didn't like Gina. I don't know. It might have been that too.
And if I had feelings, they would be hurt.
That's right.
Oh,
Thank God you don't.
No, you get you run a newspaper long enough, you learn that you don't have feelings.
You're a nerd.
Yes.
But obviously you're talking about it, so it left a little impression on you.
Not that much, because then Joe and I ended up at the Mount Carmel stand again on Friday night while you were
yeah,
out with your
Friday.
friends, Gabe, and we sat with a bunch of teenagers, and we didn't really give them a choice.
No,
Right. You just said we're your betters and older. We're older than you.
They
See
probably
that?
thought we were the same age as those people that we saw on Monday night.
Am I right though? If those old folk had not basically snubbed you and me, we wouldn't have sat on the red brick fence, on
And we had a
the red
much
brick
better
wall.
time
We had
with
a
our
much better
lemonade.
wall. We
you
had a
did,
much better wall. A
and you're
much better time.
you're probably going to consider doing that next year because it's a great place to people watch, and that'll become your version of my Zeps on the steps of the church.
That's right.
So
Very
We're making
similar.
T-shirts next year, aren't we, for Zeps on the Steps?
yes, we are. That is my phrase. I'm putting it out there. I created Zeps on the
An
steps, and
extra 2% of all sales will go just to you, Joe.
to
We'll have a meeting
help
on that.
with my sugar after all the Zeppeli. Yeah.
It's time for the New Jersey Oddcast Odd Poll. And this is going to be a hard one because Gabe doesn't watch horror movies, so just stretch your imagination. But you're trapped in a South Jersey horror movie. What's the villain? What's the villain? A tick the size of a peach that whispers "lime time"? A swarm of mosquitoes that only bite through denim and regret? A shark, but he's in your above ground pool and somehow has a segment on Fox 29? Or D, all the above, and your only defense is a slightly aggressive crab you named Carl? Choose your nightmare, oddballs, and don't forget the bug spray.
Yeah.
What do you think, guys? What are you going with?
I think you left out the easiest one. That is like rather than the shark in the pool, which blows my whole thing away when I said you just should go swim in a pool. In the pool, rather than a shark, there should have been the Jersey Devil. The Jersey Devil coming out of the water to
That's too obvious.
what?
That
That's great stuff.
no,
What's more?
no.
Wait a minute. What's more likely to happen in Hammonton?
The
A
shark.
shark in the pool or the
Some
Jersey Devil?
Hamilton guy gets it in his mind that I want a
Yeah.
baby shark
Yeah.
as a pet. Yes.
Yeah. Is it a
And I
saltwater? It better be a saltwater pool.
and he decides that he wants as a pet, and look how cute it is, and then instantly has regret 2 months later.
I think
Oh,
in Hamilton, it's more likely that a possessed koi would attack somebody from the pond and grow legs. That's scary.
Oh, that guy, Joe, that you wrote about, what's his name? Arnold, or other. He had a giant koi pond, didn't he?
oh, Capuccio?
Maybe, right?
Yeah.
Like
Uh,
13th Street-ish.
yeah, had a massive. To say that it was a koi pond, the man had an ecosystem back there. It was utterly impressive. And if I have to go back there, I'm bringing Carl with me because Carl will save the day. And then I'm putting him in the race because he'll take that too.
Carl the Crab.
I love you, Carl, buddy. Love you.
Joe, what is the weather going to be like for the rest of the week? Is it going to be dry, or dare I say, will it be moist out?
Ha! Since you asked, it sounds like it is time for the Oddcast forecast according to the app on my smartphone and sponsored by Ben Castone Landscaping. Call Ben Castone for all your landscaping needs at 609-561-3452. They're here to keep your yard looking great no matter what the season. And this year, Ben Castone Landscaping is celebrating its 25th anniversary. Ben Castone thanks his customers, family, and friends for all their support and is looking forward to many more years of service. And truthfully, I don't think that it's going to be all that moist until the possibility of Friday evening. Wednesday, we are looking at a high of 83 and a low of 65, partly cloudy throughout the day. Thursday,
Partly
we're look
crabby.
That's
partly
right.
crabby, yeah. Thursday, we're looking at a high of around 87 and a low of 70. Some clouds in the morning, but mostly clear. And then Friday, we're looking at a high of 93 and a low of 75, with the possibility of thunderstorms in the evening. But we, at very least, have been undergoing a little bit of a nice break from the daily rain at some point every day.
Yeah.
So,
Crabby with a chance of thunder showers.
Obviously, if people are listening to us right now, they know where to find us. But where else can they find us?
for more information or for sponsorship opportunities, email us at jerseyoddcast@gmail.com. Call us at 609 444 6178. Listen to us on YouTube or your favorite podcast service, or visit our website, jerseyoddcast.com.
And I want to personally thank a couple people who did email in some events that they wanted to make sure that we got onto the Oddcast over the last couple weeks. So thank you for that. And please keep sending us your news and information, and we will do our best to get it on the show. And we'll be back next week with more chaos, commentary, community, because someone's got to do it. Have a great week, everyone.
Have a great week.